Today, a lot of people try to show off how much money they have, especially on social media. You might see posts about fancy cars, dream vacations, and super fancy dinners. It looks like being rich means spending a lot of money, right? But here's a cool secret. Is that really what being rich is about, or is it just for show? Guess what? Real wealth isn't about being loud and showing off. A lot of really rich people don't even show how rich they are. They have lots of money, but they don't brag about it. Being truly rich means having lots of money, but also knowing how to use it smartly. Let's dive into why some rich people don't always act like they're super rich, why they choose to do that, and how it helps them stay ahead with their money. First up, rich folks really understand the value of money. They're like smart money detectives who look for ways to make their money grow bigger over time. They know that this is the secret to feeling really secure about their money. Instead of just buying a bunch of cool stuff to show off, they make smart choices that help their money grow for the future. Being really rich isn't about how fancy you look. It's about being clever with your cash. This could mean investing in stocks, owning part of a company, or having different kinds of investments. They think being rich is not about the stuff they have, but about how their money increases and how well they manage it. Rich people have a special way of thinking about money that's different from most people. The big thing that sets apart those with lots of money from those who don't have much is how they think about their cash. Smart folks make choices to put their money into things that will grow slowly over time, kind of like planting a seed and watching it turn into a big tree. But some people just spend their money right away without planning. Understanding these different ways of thinking helps us see why some people get really rich and others have trouble with money. If someone is having trouble with money, they can start to fix it by thinking about money in a new way. Money isn't just for buying stuff or paying your bills. Think of it as a magic tool that can help you make even more money in the future. Reason 2. Keeping it cool and private for a normal life. Some rich people really like to live like everyone else. They enjoy simple things and everyday stuff without all the extra fancy things that come with being super rich. When I say keeping it cool, I mean they don't brag about how much money they have. Picture this. If you don't show off with all your expensive things, people won't keep guessing about your money, and they won't talk about it much. This way, you can just focus on what you want to do without worrying about what others are thinking. These rich folks don't flash their cash because they understand how tough it is to make that money. Instead, they put their energy into making even more money. Let me give you an example to make it clearer. Imagine renting a super cool sports car like a Ferrari for just one day. In places like the United States, that could cost between $1,500 and $3,000. But guess what? Some rich people rent out these flashy cars to others who just want to look cool and rich. The ones who rent the car spend a lot of money just to show off, and this actually helps the rich person who owns the car get even richer. So who do you think is really winning here? Also, when people start showing off their money, they might run into some problems. If you always show how much money you have, your friends and family might start asking you for help with money. Helping is great, but sometimes they might rely on you too much. Plus, if you're known for being rich, you might attract robbers or even fake friends who are only interested in your money, not in you as a person. Real rich people prefer to grow their money quietly without all the show-off. Now you might be asking, why do some famous people on the internet show off their money? Well, it's part of their job. They do it for branding and marketing, which means they're trying to get more people to notice and follow them. Later, they might sell courses or products that make them even more money. But here's something interesting. They usually don't show off stuff they can't actually afford, especially when they weren't that rich before. They have a plan behind showing off. It's to earn more money. So think about it. If you're showing off, is it really for a good reason, or is it just to look rich? Chances are it's not for a really good reason. Reason 3. Taking care of yourself. Trying to live a super fancy life can sometimes make you stressed, worried, and not very happy. Some people with a lot of money decide it's more important to be mentally and emotionally healthy than to spend a lot on luxury stuff. Rich people often have smart habits that help them get rich. And it's not by magic, it's because they do certain things really well. First, they know how to wait for things they want. Instead of buying stuff right away, they save their money for really important things. This is called delayed gratification. Next, they keep learning new things. They love to read books that make them smarter about money and life, and they don't just read, they use what they learn. Also, they take good care of their health. They exercise and eat healthily because they know feeling good helps them think better. After all, what's the use of being super rich if you're not healthy and happy? These habits might look easy, but they are really important steps to building a better future. That's the secret behind how rich people get ahead and become part of the super rich club. They are smart about saving and investing their money for what comes later. And they don't really care about what other people think. Rich folks are confident on their own. They don't feel like they have to show everyone how much money they have. When you really know you have enough money, you don't feel like you have to prove it to everyone. The cool thing is, when you really understand and are happy with your success, you don't feel the need to go overboard just to show it off. Reason 4. Focusing on what really matters. Sometimes you might meet people who look very normal, wear simple clothes and don't seem rich. But guess what? If you could see how much money they have, you'd be super surprised. These people understand that success isn't just about having a lot of pricey stuff. They find joy in simple things and believe that getting better at things they're good at and learning new stuff is way cooler than just having a bunch of things. These skills are like a hidden treasure that stays with them always, no matter if times are good or bad. These skills help them keep doing well in life. And you know what? You don't need to be in a classroom to learn this. It's all about growing as a person, and that's a big secret to real, lasting success. Instead of just dreaming about owning expensive things, they focus on creating true wealth. This change isn't only about how much money you have, it's also about changing the way you think. They know that showing off isn't what really counts when you're working towards real wealth. Reason 5. The importance of culture and personal beliefs. Some people grow up in cultures or families where being modest and not showing off is really important. This doesn't mean they hide how successful they are. Rather, they understand that real value comes from having stable finances and growing their wealth, not from getting approval from other people. Staying humble can also be a smart way to keep your money safe. They believe it's better to make wise choices with their money than to just look wealthy. To truly embrace being rich, it's important to let go of the need to constantly show off what you own. Keep your life simple and don't worry too much about having the fanciest things or getting compliments from others. True success is about being happy with yourself. A lot of rich people who don't show off their wealth choose this different way. They realize that true richness comes from smart investing over time. With this understanding, they focus on being careful with their money and improving themselves, which leads to a more fulfilling path to success. A common error made by people with limited funds is trying to mimic the lifestyle of the wealthy, even when their own resources are scarce. Many people not very rich themselves fall into the trap of emulating the spending patterns of those who are. Often they pretend to have more money than they do, believing that imitating the affluent will lead to wealth. This method is deeply flawed and ineffective, as it focuses on the outward show of wealth rather than the actual process of wealth creation. A more effective approach to financial success is to draw inspiration from individuals who have truly accumulated wealth, rather than those who just give the impression of being wealthy. Real wealth typically doesn't involve ostentatious displays of spending. It develops steadily through wise financial management and strategic investments. Rather than trying to emulate those who merely appear rich or the ultra-rich celebrities portrayed in the media, it's more advantageous to observe the everyday millionaires who have methodically built their fortunes over time. Lessons to be learned. Looking stylish doesn't require the most luxurious clothing or the priciest watches. You can avoid high-end brands and still dress well. Moreover, you don't need the newest and most costly car to make an impression. Such purchases can drain your finances. If you're just trying to look wealthy to keep up with trends or to impress others, consider changing your approach. Start to invest your money as wealthy people do. They often put their money into things that grow in value over time, like shares in successful companies or property such as homes and duplexes. This strategy allows their wealth to increase over time. People with limited means can benefit greatly by emulating those who started from similar circumstances and worked their way up to wealth and success. Rather than just trying to show off wealth you don't have, it's wiser to follow the example of those who have genuinely built their wealth. It's about choosing the right role models and following their path to success. Keep in mind that rich people handle money differently. They use it as a tool to generate more wealth, focusing less on others' perceptions or their outward appearance. Their primary aim is to increase their wealth. I hope you found value in this video and that it inspires you on your financial journey. If you do, please flick that like button. If you're curious about how some of the wealthiest individuals maintain a low profile, check out this video. It's a fascinating look into the lives of those who accumulate wealth quietly. Wishing you all success. Thanks for staying with me until the end. Enjoy your day or evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.